What defines an effective teacher in the 21st century? The majority of people are able to recall having at least one good teacher during their schooling career. However, many people fail to reflect upon the reasons behind why they regard that teacher as being an effective role in their education. When discussing the role of an effective teacher, educationalist Paul Freire spoke of the banking concept. He explained that traditionally and predominantly, effective teaching was a process which included the narration of information. The teacher would speak and the students would receive, store, and regurgitate facts. It is evident and important that teachers recognize this as an outdated concept and understand that teaching in the 21st century requires a greater need for engaging and developing caring relationships with students and their learning. The development of such relationships, in addition to flexible and effective pedagogical strategies, will ensure teachers provide an engaging and inclusive learning environment that enhances the active participation and learning of all students. This focus on effective teaching and learning practices is highlighted by Dr. Robert Marzano in the Marzano Teacher Evaluation Model. The model successfully addresses 4 key domains that identify effective teaching and professional learning and development strategies. The first domain highlighted in the model focuses on classroom strategies and behaviours. Within this domain, Marzano covers areas including the importance of establishing learning and behavioural expectations. Ensuring that both the teacher and the students have a clear understanding of the learning and behavioural expectations of their class is an essential key in maintaining a productive and functioning classroom. Effective communication and classroom layout assist in maintaining such expectations and is reiterated by the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, Standard 3.5. This domain also highlights the importance of establishing and maintaining relationships with each individual student. Maintaining caring relationships with students expresses a degree of care towards them and can be an effective strategy for managing challenging behaviour within the classroom. Standard 4.3 in the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers expresses the requirement for teachers to be able to demonstrate knowledge of practical approaches to manage challenging behaviour. In association with effective behavioural management strategies, Carpenter and Thompson suggest that the Positive Behaviour Support (PBS) method can be employed to effectively address challenging behaviours and achieve a positive and efficient learning environment for all students. Effective use of PBS was evident during professional experience observations and supported the fact that positive reflections on students' behaviour and achievements not only reduce behavioural conflict between students and the teacher, but also encourage positive and productive learning. Marzano's second domain focuses on the importance of understanding and catering for diverse learners within the classroom. This domain is supported by the Australian Professional Standard for Teachers, Standard 1.5, and suggests that teachers should be willing to alter their pedagogical strategies to not only attain an inclusive environment, but to meet the essential components of access, participation, and equitable outcomes. Catering for diverse learners suggests that teachers offer flexible pedagogical strategies that help students with diverse learning capabilities, including students identified as having a learning disability or difficulty. This is reiterated under the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and is further enforced under the 2008 Melbourne Declaration of Educational Goals for Young Australians, when it states that Australian schooling must provide all students with access to high-quality schooling that is free from discrimination based on gender, language, sexual orientation, pregnancy, culture, ethnicity, religion, health or disability, socio-economic background or geographic location. There are various ways of altering pedagogical strategies within the classroom to achieve effective learning and engagement from students. Such variations include incorporating information communication technologies into classroom learning as well as employing traditional resources. Standard 2.6 states that effective teachers should implement teaching strategies for using ICT to expand curriculum learning opportunities for students. In addition to this, teachers should be able to demonstrate an effective use of technology that reflects a successful technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge framework. It is important that effective teachers utilize digital technologies to their full potential and attempt to implement them to a degree higher than the summary model's substitution level. Whilst incorporating digital technologies can be an effective strategy that provides students with alternative learning resources and opportunities, it is important that teachers abide by Standard 4.5 of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers to ensure they demonstrate an understanding of the relevant issues and the strategies available to support the safe, responsible and ethical use of ICT in learning and teaching. Whilst Domains 1 and 2 address key learning and teaching strategies essential in demonstrating an effective and engaging learning environment, Domain 3 discusses the importance of reflection. Michael Scrivens, Evaluating Teachers as Professionals, highlights the fact that teaching ability is very situation-specific. As every student is different, it is important that teachers recognise that each student may require differentiated strategies or support to improve their learning and engagement, and that what works for one student may not necessarily work for all students. It is such learner diversity that suggests the necessity for professional reflection and development by teachers. Effective teachers are those that are able to recognise both ineffective and effective pedagogical methods and consciously make flexible alterations to their teaching to ensure their students receive highly beneficial learning. Reflection also allows teachers to develop professionally and ensure they are demonstrating each of the 6 components outlined in the Code of Ethics professional framework. A teacher's ability to demonstrate integrity, dignity, responsibility, respect, justice, and care in the workplace and classroom significantly impacts the degree to which they are deemed effective. By consciously reflecting upon professional practices, teachers are able to develop a critical perspective, identify areas for improvement, and enhance their teaching methods. The fourth and final domain reflects the significance of collegiality and professionalism. Whilst there are considerable benefits associated with individual reflection and development, there are many advantages linked to professional collegiality and observation. Seeking advice or mentoring from colleagues is an effective way to share ideas, strategies, and improve individual teaching methods. Collegiality is supported by Standard 7.4 of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers and is highly recommended within educational institutions. As the 21st century presents increasingly diverse schooling environments, it is essential that teachers work collaboratively and professionally to devise effective teaching practices that cater for all students, regardless of any cultural, ethical, physical, intellectual, sexual, and/or gender differences. The role of a teacher expands far beyond serving as an authoritative figure in control of what students do and do not learn. They possess a significant degree of influence on both student learning and engagement, and have a responsibility to ensure each and every student, regardless of any overt or covert differences, feels included and valued within the schooling environment. This considerably influential role of a teacher is reiterated by educationalist William Ayres when he states, "Teachers choose. They choose how to see the world, what to embrace and what to reject, whether to support or resist this or in that directive." The decisions, actions, and practices of a teacher are what found our subconscious perspective of whether a teacher is effective or ineffective in unearthing a student's abilities or desires. Demonstrating the key aspects of all 4 domains highlighted in the Malzano teacher evaluation model, effective teachers are those that express a genuine interest in student learning and development and exhibit a considerable degree of effort focused on improving the active participation and engagement of each student. They are teachers that provide flexible pedagogical approaches and present every student with the opportunities to excel to the best of their abilities. They are the teachers we remember.